Hello, I'm Leonard Brown, and today we're going to talk about something that frustrates millions of people every single day, but very few truly understand. That constant sticky phlegm in the throat that never seems to go away. You know the feeling, that sensation like something is stuck in your throat. You clear your throat again and again. You cough a little. You swallow. Maybe you drink water. And for a moment, it feels a little better. But then, just a few minutes later, it's back again. If that sounds familiar, I want you to do something right now. Go down to the comments and write this sentence. I deserve a clear throat. That simple phrase is a reminder that living with constant irritation in your throat is not normal, and you don't have to accept it. Also tell me where you are watching from and how long you've been dealing with this problem. I read the comments every day, and your experience helps thousands of people realize they're not alone. Now let's talk about the real issue, because many people who come to my clinic as a doctor arrive with the exact same story. They say, "Doctor, I've had this mucus in my throat for months. I keep clearing my throat all day. My voice gets hoarse in the morning. I feel something stuck back there that never comes out." And most of them have already tried everything. Ginger tea, honey and lemon, cough syrups, allergy pills, drinking more water. Sometimes they even get medications that promise to dry the mucus. But here's the surprising truth. In most cases, that phlegm is not the real problem, and that's exactly why nothing seems to work. You see, when we only treat the mucus, we are basically wiping the floor while the faucet is still running. So before we talk about the real cause, we first need to clear away a few myths that keep people stuck in the wrong battle. The first myth is that this must be a long cold or lingering flu. It sounds logical. After all, colds create mucus, right? But a typical viral infection lasts about 7 to 10 days, maybe 2 weeks at most. It usually comes with other symptoms: nasal congestion, sneezing, fatigue, maybe fever. But if you've had this throat mucus for months without feeling sick, then we're not talking about a simple virus anymore. That means something else is going on. The second myth many people believe is that this must be an allergy. Dust, pollen, pet hair, seasonal changes. Allergies can indeed cause post-nasal drip, where mucus slides from the nose down into the throat. But allergies usually follow patterns. They get worse in certain seasons or environments and often improve with antihistamines. However, many patients tell me something different. They say, "Doctor, I took allergy medicine and nothing changed. I have this problem all year long." When that happens, allergies may play a role, but they're rarely the root cause. Another explanation people hear is smoking or pollution. Yes, smoking irritates the airways and the body responds by producing more mucus to trap toxins. That's absolutely true. But here's the interesting part. I see plenty of patients who have never smoked in their lives, live in relatively clean environments, and still suffer from constant throat phlegm. So clearly something deeper is happening. Then there's the myth that worries many people as they get older. They start to believe maybe this is just part of aging. Let me be very clear about this. Constant throat clearing's not a normal part of aging. Your body may change with time, but chronic irritation is always a signal that something is out of balance. So if it's not a cold, not an allergy, not just the environment, and not simply age, then what is it? This is where things start to make sense. Because the real cause of persistent throat phlegm often doesn't start in the throat at all. It starts somewhere else entirely. It starts in the stomach. What I'm talking about is something called laryngopharyngeal reflux, or what many specialists refer to as silent reflux. And the word silent is extremely important here. Most people associate reflux with heartburn, that burning sensation rising from the stomach into the chest. But silent reflux is different. In fact, more than half of people with silent reflux feel no heartburn at all. That's why it goes unnoticed for so long. Let me explain it in a simple way. Think of your stomach as a powerful chemical factory. Inside it is gastric acid, a very strong liquid designed to break down food. Between the stomach and the esophagus, there's a muscular valve called the lower esophageal sphincter. Its job is simple: open to let food go down, then close tightly so acid stays where it belongs. But sometimes this valve becomes weak or relaxed. This can happen because of diet, stress, excess weight, late night eating, or certain habits. During the day, gravity helps keep stomach contents down. But when you lie down at night, something subtle can happen. Instead of a big wave of acid rising up, what travels upward is often an invisible, acidic vapor, a very fine mist. And this vapor slowly rises into the throat while you sleep. Now here's the critical detail. Your stomach is built to tolerate acid, but your throat is not. Your larynx and vocal cords are delicate tissues. When that acidic vapor reaches them, it creates constant microscopic irritation, night after night. And that's where the phlegm begins, because the body is incredibly intelligent. When those tissues feel chemical irritation, the throat tries to protect itself the only way it knows how, by producing mucus. That mucus is not the enemy. It's actually your body's shield. Your throat is trying to coat itself to protect against the acid exposure. That's why you feel thick, sticky phlegm. And every time you clear your throat, your body simply produces more of it to rebuild the protective layer. So the cycle continues, but there's another hidden piece of the puzzle that makes silent reflux even more interesting. Inside stomach acid lives an enzyme called pepsin. Pepsin's job is to break down proteins in the food you eat. But when reflux carries pepsin upward into the throat, the enzyme can actually stick to throat tissues like invisible dust. And once it's there, it can remain inactive until something wakes it up. That trigger is acidic foods and drinks: coffee, soda, citrus juice, tomato sauce, vinegar. When these touch the throat, they reactivate the pepsin that was already sitting there, and the enzyme begins doing what it was designed to do: break down protein. But since there's no food there, it starts irritating the proteins in your own throat tissues. That creates inflammation, and your body responds by producing even more protective mucus. Now suddenly the mystery makes sense. The phlegm isn't random, it's a defense mechanism. So the real solution is not attacking the mucus. The real solution is stopping the reflux that's causing the irritation. And this is where lifestyle changes can make an enormous difference. One of the most powerful steps is something very simple: using gravity to your advantage while you sleep. If you lie completely flat, acid can travel upward more easily. But raising the head of your bed about 6 to 8 inches creates a gentle slope that helps keep stomach contents where they belong. Another surprisingly helpful strategy is sleeping on your left side. Because of the shape of the stomach, this position helps keep acid lower and farther from the esophagus. Timing of meals also matters tremendously. Your stomach needs time to empty before you lie down. That's why I strongly recommend finishing your last meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. Late night eating is one of the biggest triggers for nighttime reflux. Food choices matter too. Reducing caffeine, carbonated drinks, alcohol, chocolate, very spicy foods, and highly acidic foods can dramatically reduce irritation. Hydration helps as well, but instead of drinking large amounts at once, it's better to take small sips throughout the day. Some people also benefit from simple alkaline gargles, like water with a small amount of baking soda, which may help neutralize acidity around the throat. And of course, we can't ignore one major factor that influences digestion more than many people realize: stress. Chronic stress can increase stomach acid production and disrupt normal digestive function. Simple practices like walking, breathing exercises, meditation, or relaxing activities can support your digestive system more than you might expect. And when people consistently apply these habits, the results can be remarkable. I remember one patient, a radio host in his mid-50s, who came to me terrified because constant throat mucus and hoarseness were threatening his career. When he adjusted just a few habits, raising the head of his bed, avoiding late dinners, and reducing acidic foods, his symptoms improved dramatically within weeks. Not because we suppressed the mucus, but because we removed the cause. And that's the key lesson I want you to remember today. Stop fighting the phlegm. Start addressing the silent reflux behind it. Your throat is not malfunctioning. It's trying to protect you. And once the irritation stops, that protective mucus layer naturally fades away. Before we finish, I'd like you to participate again. Go to the comments and write this sentence: "My throat can heal." And tell me how long you've been dealing with throat phlegm. Your comment might help someone else realize they're facing the same issue and finally understand what's happening in their body. If this information helped you, share this video with someone who is always clearing their throat or complaining about mucus that never goes away. You might help them discover the real cause. Thank you for spending this time with me today. It's always a pleasure to accompany you on this journey toward health and complete well-being.